Jacksonville, the city we love. Its future is at stake.
Yeah, you could hear it, multiple gunshots.
It was so many people running. Like, if you were out there, you would have got trampled.
Shootings at the Landing and near Art Walk have triggered uncertainty about downtown. Tonight, the new efforts to protect downtown Jacksonville's image. First Coast News at 11 starts now.
And thank you for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Anthony Austin. I know a lot of you have been concerned about the recent shootings in downtown Jacksonville. And tonight, law enforcement tells us they're taking action to keep downtown Jacksonville safe. More jobs, new developments, and recreation in the city are on the line. First Coast News reporter Chari Rodriguez is live at the Jacksonville Landing with more tonight. Chari.
That's right, Anthony, and it's a beautiful Friday night out here. A little cold, but beautiful nonetheless. And we've seen JSO officers here at the Landing. We've seen folks out having drinks, enjoying themselves. And what JSO is trying to do is they say they're going to have more patrols out here, both at the Landing downtown and especially at Art Walk coming up next Wednesday.
No parents should have to bury their kid. Nobody. No, that shouldn't happen.
Topaz Booth, a mother of two, says she feels for the families involved in the recent tragedy just outside the Jacksonville Landing earlier this month. Two teens were shot. One of them was a 16-year-old who later died.
I come here all the time, so it's like, who's next?
Booth says she was at the Landing that day just hours before the shooting happened. She says she feels thankful to be alive and believes some things need to change. At a press conference on Friday, Jacksonville Sheriff Mike Williams said they're taking steps towards making downtown and Art Walk safer. The sheriff says the people connected to that fatal shooting are not allowed to go back to the Landing.
If we identify one of those parties on the property at the Landing, they'll be arrested for trespass after warning.
But not everyone thinks JSO is doing enough. A woman who didn't want to go on camera says she hopes to see more security at the Landing.
Maybe more police officers walking down here. Just what do you normally do in a situation like this when there are obviously going to be people down here in traffic in the evenings? What are you doing to make this feel like a place where we can all come with our families and just relax and enjoy ourselves?
The iconic location remains for many a place to dine, drink, and enjoy the beautiful views. But Booth also agrees JSO needs to implement stricter laws.
They need to raise the age limit, first of all. That's one thing that they need to do. They need to just take gun violence. They need to just really just take that away, period.
People we also talked with tell us something else they mentioned that JSO could do is more surveillance cameras out here, both at the Landing and in general downtown, that maybe could help deter more criminal acts in the future. For now, reporting live downtown, I'm Chari Rodriguez, First Coast News.
Chari, thank you for that report. And we're also taking a closer look at the violence in our city. So far this year, there have already been about 9 homicides in Jacksonville at least, and most of them unsolved. Only 2 cases have suspects behind bars. That's compared to 12 people killed in January of last year. In 2016, a total of 120 were murdered in Jacksonville. All of this data coming from our partners at the Florida Times Union. Now, comparing Jacksonville's 9 homicides to other cities across the country right now, Baltimore has a reported 27 deaths this month. Chicago has 45 and 39 people killed in Los Angeles. New tonight, a murder suspect tried to escape from the Duval County Jail, but he didn't have any success. Police say Jacorian McCray caused hundreds of dollars in damage trying to break free. McCray is accused of plotting to kill a UNF employee who is set to testify against him in a burglary trial. McCray is expected back in court February 9th. And a tragic ending to the case of a missing Jacksonville woman. Janice Fulton was found dead 300 miles away in Henry County, Georgia. The 74-year-old was reported missing last night, along with 37-year-old Philip Smith. We told you all about this last night at 11. Smith was later pulled over 30 minutes outside of Atlanta. In his car, police found drugs, a knife, and the body of Janice Fulton. We spoke to neighbors who say Smith looks just like a man seen living with her.
What's going through my mind is basically, yes, it's a good neighborhood, but you never know what's going on inside someone's home. And to hear that this happened to her, is tragic. I feel sorry for the family.
Tonight, Smith is in police custody in Henry County, Georgia. He will be brought back here to Jacksonville in the next few days. And the suspect in Janice Fulton's murder has a checkered past. Smith was just released from prison last May on charges, including burglary and exploiting the elderly or disabled. He also has an arrest in Carroll County, Georgia, but it's unclear what he was charged with there. A warning for all you grandparents tonight. There is a scam out there targeting you in an effort to steal thousands of dollars. Here's how it works. So you get a call from someone who claims to be your grandchild. They're in jail and they need money. It happened to Ed Anderson. Anderson is a retired firefighter and businessman. He was home when he got a call that his grandson was in jail. The caller told Anderson to go to Target and buy 4 $1,000 Target gift cards. He did, and then he was instructed to give the caller the card numbers. Well, he did that and was wiped clean.
Think that this might possibly be Ivan, and then I lost control of my thinking, and I went in there and I guess I kind of panicked. So he put me on with what he said was Sergeant Stephen Williams. Well, I talked to him and he says, instructed me what to do. Well, I went down to Target.
They should put up some type of policy or a sign or something or for people that to be aware of this. I mean, that's why we're doing this now. You know, the money's be nice to get it back, but it'd be also be nice that this will help anybody. I mean, not just getting it out so somebody watching this will know, but so the store will take some kind of precautions when people come in and make a transaction.
Anderson called his grandson, who was in fact at work and not in jail. He has now filed a police report. A spokesperson for Target says they are aware of scams like these and they're actively working with law enforcement to get to the bottom of it. 22 guns, $1.2 million worth of cocaine, and half a kilo of heroin, all off the streets of Jacksonville tonight, thanks to Operation Scarface. Today, JSO announced this massive drug bust. The 15 suspects are accused of operating drug houses on the north side and the south side of Jacksonville. 2 people are still wanted in this sting. You see them right there on your screen. If you have any information about these 2 men, you're asked to call JSO immediately. More relief tonight in Georgia after Sunday's deadly storms. State lawmakers there approved a $600 million budget yesterday, which includes an additional $5 million for storm recovery in the southern part of the state. The storms killed 15 people in Georgia Sunday. Remember, you can still help and donate $10. All you have to do is text the word Red Cross to the number 90999. Nearly 4 months ago, Hurricane Matthew came against the First Coast, brushed the First Coast, I should say, and today Governor Scott announced he will use his executive authority to allocate nearly $15.8 million for emergency beach restoration. This will be given to St. John's, Flagler, Volusia, and Brevard counties. The funds will be used to restore beachfront structures like roadways, businesses, and homes. Projects will also include replacing sand along the beaches and repairing sand dunes. And just in time for the weekend, the main access point to Michler's Landing is now open. The beach was undergoing restoration because of Hurricane Matthew. Well, some big names are coming to the First Coast, and they'll be performing right there where the construction is, over here by Everbank. A concert lineup announced from the Jags and its new Daly's Place Amphitheater. So take a look at your screen. Here's the complete list, just to name a few. You have Jacksonville's Tedeschi Trucks Band set to play at the first show on May 27th. Then you have Dave Matthews, I should say. Sorry about that, all you Dave Matthews fans, and Tim Reynolds on May 30th. Then on July 1st, we have Chicago and the Doobie Brothers playing at the amphitheater. And today we spoke with Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry about how big this is for the city.
Here we are, progress, action. So this is going to be exciting. It's going to draw people from our city and from around our city. It also, as Mark said, it was so good to hear him say that, you know, they're committed to having a stable franchise, an NFL team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, that are in Jacksonville.
And this is a partnership with the Jags. Season ticket holders will get priority purchasing. If you would like to renew your tickets, you can do that starting Monday. Well, sometimes we run into the right people at just the right time. Those people make all the difference in our life. Such is the case in the story of the 26.2 with Donna, the National Marathon to finish breast cancer. Next Friday night, First Coast News will proudly present the untold stories of Donna, her doctor, and a stranger turned friend. You will learn how the trio took a devastating diagnosis and turned it into a life-saving mission, including how right before the first marathon about 10 years ago, Donna almost didn't make it to the starting line because she was being treated for cancer on her lung.
There were 3 months before the inaugural marathon. When she wasn't hooked to an IV, she was trying to train.
I told her, I said, you know, it's most important that you're here with us. And if you physically can't do this race, don't put yourself through this. You're already going through a journey, a very challenging one. She decided to run it. That's Donna.
It became crystal clear to me in that moment that I had spent every day since I had been diagnosed with cancer looking over my shoulder, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I said, no more. I have no idea how much time I have left. I have no idea what my life is going to entail from here on out, and I will do everything I can to be here for as long as I can, but I will damn sure not be afraid.
And Donna continues to live that message tonight, and thank you once again for all of you who called during our phone bank that we had during our 5 and 6 o'clock newscast to help volunteer with the 26.2 with Donna. Well, the actions of a caregiver are being called despicable tonight. You've probably seen this video on Facebook. A woman is caught repeatedly hitting a 94-year-old in the head. Plus, take a look at this. A truck plows into a bus, nearly hitting the people inside. We take a look at what caused the crash.
On the surface, cold air coming at us from the northwest, but maybe of greater significance, moisture coming at us from near Hawaii. We'll see what that means for the weekend in just a bit.
Oscar-nominated actor and British icon John Hurt has passed away. Hurt suffered with cancer and intestinal problems during recent years. The beloved actor's career spanned about 6 decades, and he's most known for his roles in Alien, The Elephant Man, Harry Potter, and Midnight Express. He was 77 years old. Well, tonight, video has surfaced showing a shocking case of elder abuse. An estimated 4 million Americans are victims of it each year. And we must warn you that some of this video you're about to see is disturbing. ABC's Kenneth Moden has the latest.
Pick up that thing from the home surveillance video infuriating. The actions of this caregiver despicable. Police outside of Houston say Brenda Floyd is the person seen on New Year's Day repeatedly hitting 94-year-old Dorothy Bratton in the head. Investigators say Floyd was upset with the elderly woman who suffers from dementia for giving her dog, quote, human food.
I said, why do you feed that dog human food? Why do you keep feeding the dog human food? I didn't do it. Shut up. Yes, you did.
Police say Floyd worked for the family for 3 years. Bratton's son spotted bruises on her, so he set up a camera.
Within 24 hours of installing it, they came across the video footage.
Floyd was later captured and arrested. The American Psychological Association says every year an estimated 4 million older Americans are victims of abuse and neglect, but many cases go unreported. Most incidents happen in the home at the hands of caregivers or family members, and the abuse can happen to anyone.
The elder abuse happened to me, Mickey Rooney.
Just 3 years before his 2014 death, legendary actor Mickey Rooney told Congress he was a victim.
You feel scared. Even when I tried to speak up, I was told to shut up.
Rooney wanted to put a national spotlight on elder abuse. That former Texas caregiver has been charged with assault. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Los Angeles.
So if you know of this type of abuse happening, or if you are a victim yourself, be sure to report it immediately. You can call the abuse hotline at 1-800-962-2873. You'll need to provide specific information about the victim or perpetrator, including names and addresses. We have a traffic alert for you. The Main Street Bridge is closed tonight and is scheduled to be closed until Sunday at 6 a.m. Construction is underway to replace several major mechanical components, including traffic gates. Katie Jeffries and the Good Morning Jacksonville team will have you covered on this road project and others across the city. Remember, you can watch them Monday through Friday, starting at 4:30 a.m. Oh, wow. Startling surveillance video there from Syracuse, New York. You just saw that pickup truck plow into that city bus, throwing one passenger forward and barely missing another. Police say an 82-year-old driver mistakenly hit the accelerator instead of applying the brakes, sending him off the road and into that bus. 6 passengers were taken to area hospitals for treatment. The driver of the truck was not injured. Wow. Well, people over on the south side are worried about what some are calling a traffic nightmare. Gate Parkway is already congested, and we're just months away from the opening of the 300,000 square foot IKEA. The HOA treasurer for a neighborhood along Gate actually organized a meeting with residents and developers so they could get some of their traffic concerns addressed.
Do know with the increased development, it's just going to become very difficult, and if there were, God forbid, be an emergency, difficult for rescue vehicles to get to our community.
And she's worried that traffic will actually get worse when several developments spring up in the coming years. So she organized a meeting Thursday night where about a dozen people met with the developers, Cantrell and Morgan. Those developers want to put offices, homes, and shops on 19 acres off a busy Gate intersection. Their plan, if approved, spend $1.5 million for a traffic project to add another lane to Gate near the project. Also, she calls it one necessary step that needs to be made soon. All right, so let's talk about the weather right now, Tim.
Can I age myself?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
That area, driving from the beach to work, I can remember it was just sand dunes.
Nothing, just sand.
Dunes. Wow.
Wow. Times have changed.
They have indeed. But that's not my job, is it? It's to talk about the future. This is going to be your kind of a weekend. You get to rest.
Cold weather, yep.
We're not concerned about severe weather. We do have cold weather, but it's not record cold weather. I did allude, though, to what about that chance of moisture? So we've been talking all week long about the colder weather filtering into the region. No surprise here. Winds are out of the west to northwest. We look off to the west and northwest. It's colder, but it's not crazy cold. Even late tonight, Nashville still above freezing, Kansas City above freezing. Minneapolis, actually, these temperatures are well above normal for them. So it's cold, but just seasonably cold mornings. But what about the chance of precipitation? Well, very often you may hear meteorologists talk about the subtropical jet stream. What's that mean? Well, we're tapping not the polar jet stream, but what's coming at us from the subtropics. See this color? That's a lot of moisture at about 15 to 30,000 feet east of Hawaii, west of Mexico, and occasionally when the polar jet stream drops far enough to the south, it taps the subtropical jet stream. See how you can sort of connect the dots here from off of Baja over the Lone Star State, and then more, we call it enhanced color there. Again, that's a lot of moisture, a lot of ice crystals up at around 20 to 30,000 feet, but it could be, there it is, the polar jet stream taps some moisture as it goes by over the weekend. Still looks like, for the most part, the greatest risk of rain, soaking rains, will be down over South Florida, and that's because high pressure not only bringing in cold air, but also drier air. Nonetheless, we could see some sprinkles fly on by here. That would be late on Saturday night, if at all. So I'm going to show you a drop, but for the most part, we'll be dry on Saturday in Duval, though, because of the increasing clouds. Look at the 2 p.m. temperatures, only in the 50s, and any sprinkles will be late at night. For those of you north of Duval, I think we're going to stay dry all weekend long, although clouds will increase a bit on Saturday. For those of you south of Duval, and specifically thinking St. Johns, Putnam, and Flagler County, you'll have a greater chance of rain. But even for you, I think the rain will be light and probably Saturday night into Sunday morning. Out around the beaches with a high tide early in the morning. That implies low tide during the afternoon, which is perfect because, after all, it is the winter beaches run. On Saturday, here's how we go. Increasing clouds, thus for many of us highs only below the 60-degree mark. Any sprinkles coming at us very late in the day. Any sprinkles before sunset, I think, probably out toward the Swanee River Valley and then down toward, well, maybe the Springs between Gainesville and Interlochen. On Sunday, we go the other way. We start with clouds in the morning, but decreasing. Highs of 61 degrees. Bright and brisk on Monday. Looks like the coldest morning of this cold weather event will be Tuesday morning with some widespread frost. Maybe not cold enough for hockey, but it might be on your mind.
It's definitely not cold enough for hockey, but in sports, we got high school signings from this Friday afternoon. Plus, Tiger Woods is back and not better than ever. Sports is next.
From the Farrah and Farrah Sports Desk, it's First Coast Sports.
Good evening. All right, let's talk bright futures. 5 days from signing day, Oakleaf High School had a record afternoon. 7 players signing to play college softball this evening. Oakleaf head coach Christina Thompson will lead all of these ladies into their senior seasons in just 2 weeks. We caught up with FAU commit Alex Acevedo, and she says her success comes from her mentor and her coach.
Oh my gosh, Coach Thompson has not only taught me how to be a great player, but just overall a great person, and she just teaches every single one of us like what to do, what not to do, just basically how to be like do the right thing, be the right person. But we really want to finish this year first and take home states hopefully.
The First Coast sports team's getting ready for our annual hour-long primetime National Signing Day special. This year we'll be on the campus of University Christian for what we call our National Signing Day celebration. We'll have complete coverage of signing day ceremonies from across the First Coast, so please join us Wednesday night, February 1st, only on ABC 25 at 7 p.m. So much hype, so much excitement. Tiger Woods is back, his return to the PGA Tour, and I hope you enjoyed it. 48 hours later, he's out for just 2 rounds. Welcome back, and a quick one. 4 over par, misses the cut. Justin Rode leads the pack by 1 stroke with an 8 under par. Now Tiger just trying to get back in the groove with his caddy and return to Tiger shape come the Masters.
We're working together, and as I said, we're working towards that first full week in April. And I felt like I made some nice strides, and I just wish I could have been playing on the weekend because I really love this golf course.
All right, 51 years of existence, and the Falcons gearing up for their 2nd Super Bowl appearance. They turn up in the ATL. Atlanta native Usher appeared at the pep rally to help build the excitement heading into Super Bowl next Sunday. Very excited about that. And how about this? Alex Marvez of the Sporting News has reported former Jaguars quarterback Byron Leftwich will be the new Cardinals quarterback coach. Leftwich was a first-round pick in 2003, and get this, so was current starting Cardinals quarterback Carson Palmer. Interesting stuff there. Finally, hashtag Team Sideline. No more Suns, but this dog ripping up a Jacksonville Suns baseball. Shout out to the Jumbo Shrimp. We're excited for baseball season. We're excited for hockey season. And that's your look at sports. We'll be right back.